Hey everybody, behind me is a 1979-1980 boat, Grew 150, something like that, I don't know. It goes in the water, um, allegedly floats, but I don't know that yet. So we're going to find out the hard way. Yeah, just been doing some work on it here, but this is the boat. This is what we're going to be doing in the video here. We're going to see if we can get this thing in the water by the end of this year. We don't have much good weather left, so I'm going to try to do this as quick as possible. It's going to be a series of bunch of different times that I can get out here and work on this thing, but yeah, here we go. Grew what? I don't know. It's a Grew. It's a Grew litted. Grew Ltd by, I don't know, Slickcraft? Slickcraft, whatever that means. Anyway, there's seats and like a floor, steering wheel. There's stuff in here. We got a new rim. That's nice. I can't remember when I did that. 2 years ago. Anyway, she's been sitting. Just haven't had the time to get to her. We had the fuel system here hooked up, and we cranked it. We heard it pop off. So I think she'll run, but I don't know what the bottom end's like or nothing, but I think we're going to find out probably the hard way. But that's okay, you know, as long as we float for a little bit. I think last year, 2 years ago, I came in, I put a new fuel pump on it, but I never ran it since I put the fuel pump on. So I was thinking that the diaphragm was bad in here, but these fuel lines are rock hard. Like, I'm going to take these fuel lines off because they're probably going to leak because those clamps aren't going to do anything. I'm going to get new fuel lines for it. Not too bad, just a little section down there. This bigger section here. I might leave that one there. I might leave that one. I don't think I disturbed that one, so maybe just change 2 of the bigger diameters. I'm pretty sure this Evinrude here is 70 horse. How do I know that? I don't know. Maybe that's just what the last guy told me. Anyway, it appears the weight of this motor is too much for the transom because the transom's decided to bow and start cracking. Now, I am going to rig up this so that hopefully we have a decent shot on the water with some of the steel left over from a workbench. It's not the thickest, but it should help redistribute this weight. I'm thinking use that little angle over top of the lip here. Maybe take that piece off and do the same down there. Kind of do it from both sides, we'll see. But I have to lift this engine up. Sure, I mean, that might do it. So hoist there. Get working on that. That's the biggest hurdle. I don't really have a doubt that the motor will run. Okay, maybe one doubt, but this needs to be fixed first, or we're gonna snap right off in the water, and then we'll just be paddling our way back to shore. But at least we have an oar. So far, we've cut off the old safety chains or unsafety chains at the condition that they're at. We got some new ones on here, so we actually had to angle grind the old ones off. So we fixed this up. We've got some new chains on here. We've been going through the wiring, heat shrinking stuff. This was all zip tied and taped to the frame. We fed it through the actual frame member. Issue that we're having, again, is that the lights keep blowing the fuse. So it's been a couple days back here on the boat. Got this, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch piece of steel, drilled some holes, painted it up nice to match the boat because, you know, we want it to look nice. We're just gonna use these holes to kind of bolt in that piece of sheet metal there, and well, I guess a little thicker than sheet metal, but hopefully it'll give this transom some strength because that's all split. See how bowed it is? This boat's supposed to have a 50 horse max on it, and we got a 70, I'm pretty sure, so it's a little heavy for the back of this boat, and being an old boat, I'm not gonna cut this out and replace it because that's the right thing to do, and well, we ain't got the time and I don't really care. We're gonna get that piece in there, tighten it up, and then should be strong enough to actually tow home without me worrying about the motor falling off the back. You know, although that would probably be the best thing for this boat at this point, but we want to get it in the water. It's almost mid-October. I want to see if this thing will at least float, move around, get it on the water before winter comes, because it's been sitting in here for a couple years already. So last owner told me it ran good when he had it, but I don't know. It's just what people say on Marketplace. So, oh yeah, it ran when it was parked. Close. Come on, old girl. You want to go home, don't you? Oh, you have moved in now. Oh, yeah. Always carry around your extra length, because sometimes you need a little bit extra length for the trailer, of course. Of course. Come on, go in there. Go to your home. Hope that don't dangle too far now. Oh, that probably will. Okay. Well, she's coming out after a couple of years. When we get it back home, we'll actually have the water supply out here at the barn. It's not a good water supply to run it off a snorkel, and see if we can get it to run for like a decent amount of time, and kind of go through the gears and stuff. So we'll get it back hooked up to the water and we'll get it running. Okay, so I got that hooked up as best I can. There's still some other wires under there. It's speaker wire. I don't know what it does. Let's hit the key, see if this does something, see if that's even charged, see if we'll spin the motor. Let's give it a shot. Let's see, do we have lights? Oh, I think we actually do. Very faint, might be a bad ground, but there's some lights in there. Oh, bilge pump came alive. So that's bilge, that's lights. Okay, we don't have lights, so Is the bilge pump and the lights on the same switch? Okay, apparently this one has to be on in order for that to come on. And for some reason the bilge is hooked up to the lights. I think this has to be in start. Alright, this is with the plugs in. And get my meter, check the voltage on those batteries. They've just been sitting for a while, so we might be running with some flat batteries here. Let me check them. So on this guy here we have 11 volts. The one in there we have 12, so I mean, should be, but our cranking amps clearly aren't high enough or something, so I'm going to charge these batteries overnight. We'll revisit this when we have some fully charged batteries. So, that wasn't fun. New line here. Running down to our tank connection. This line here, not really sure. Goes back up in there. And this little tiny guy. I don't know if that's overflow or whatever. Connects the two carbs together. I don't know. Anyway. Nice and flexible, new lines in. Those clamps are pretty tough to get to, so it took a while, but we got it done. So pulled the plugs out, and well, let me show you. So that's a good speed. We want that to run like that, but the second I put the plugs in, I don't know if she got too much compression, but she's not stuck. So I'm going to put the plugs back in. Alright, so today's the day that this boat comes out of the garage. Had my father-in-law over the other day, and you know, we got the motor running, so that's a good thing. I didn't film any of that because I struggled for quite a few days. I had this pulled out, running the water through it, trying to get it to run. It just wouldn't run. Trying to troubleshoot some stuff, especially with fuel. It either was getting too much fuel or not enough, so ended up being the little needles for the float were stuck, but the carbs were super clean, and those little needles or seats or whatever, they just popped right out. Just needed to be worked back and forth, but apparently it was the same issue for both carbs, and it just wasn't letting the bowls fill. It wasn't letting any gas in. So once it was able to fill, the carbs held good, and we were able to get it running. So that thing runs. It's like November 5th right now. So this boat's got to go in storage. Not in this garage, can't stay here. Now for the moment we've been waiting for. It's been a couple days since it's ran. So this is gonna be like a cold start. See how it does. I wasn't lying, was I? One's pretty good. I'm gonna get CO poison if I stick around here. Let's get this to the river. Alright, so we just got here to the boat launch. Good old river here. Got the motor down, gas hooked up, battery hooked up. I don't smell any fires or anything. Let's give, oh, bilge pump. Sounds like it's working. So I think we're gonna be successful here. Let's get it ready. No, don't do that now.
Whoop! What is going on there?
November, so got this kind of going on. It's been a couple days since we had that out, so it's a lot colder today than it was the day that we took that out. That's how things are in southern Ontario. Anyway, got this boat back in the water one more time. I'm sure we'll try to get it back in again in the spring. Not sure what we're going to do with it, you know, like the transom's not too good. The rest of the boat's pretty decent. It ran pretty good. Just have to adjust the idle a little bit higher, but other than that, everything went good. And here she is, ready for winter storage outside-ish. It'll stay half protected. I think we got to take it out on at least one fishing excursion, right? I mean, I'm not a fisherman. Maybe the mustache will give me a little bit of fishing experience. I don't know. Seems like a fisherman kind of mustache. But we got to take this out at least one time, right? So I don't think this is going to be the end of this. But let me know. What do you think we should do? Just keep working on it, keep improving it. Yeah, I don't know. Well, until next time, have a good one, eh?